Today I'd like to go over just a few things that I've found over the years of hunting public lands, and specifically for whitetail deer. Public land access and public land quality are going to vary greatly throughout the country. Out here in the West, there's a lot more of it, and there's a lot more deer that habitat the public lands, and it's a lot more accessible. Throughout the Midwest and the East Coast, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. One of the things that I would do, let's take a state for instance. Let's take the state of Oklahoma. I'm going to take a look at that, and if I'm from Oklahoma or not from Oklahoma, I'm going to say I want this as one of my hunting destinations. I'm just basically going to Google Oklahoma public land hunting. It'll pull up by county the different public lands that are available for you to hunt. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at where some of the better deer hunting might be in that given state. So I might choose Northwest Oklahoma. So I'm going to click on the map, look at Northwest. I'm going to pick some of the counties in there that I may or may not be familiar with, and they'll pull up and show a map and a plot of all the public land hunting opportunities that are there. In some states there's a lot. In other states, there's very little, so that might limit your options. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at Google Earth or Onyx Maps or some sort of a mapping system that gives me the look of what that public land property looks like in relationship to 10, 15, 20 mile radius around that specific property. Because that property might not be one that holds deer, but it might be a transitional area for the deer to go through during the rut or other times of the year. Once you find a specific piece or plot of public land access, wherever it might be within the state, and you narrow it down by looking at Google Earth and different maps that this might be a huntable property, you have to take a look at that property in relationship to what's around it and decide if that's going to be something that you can hunt throughout the season, or if it's going to be something that is better early season, mid-season, during the rut, or late season. All of that is going to be dependent upon crops and what's surrounding it, or what that property, if it's large enough, what it actually holds. It may be a really woolly, thick, heavy timbered area that is going to be good for bedding, that might be good for the majority of the season. But you have to be able to look at that map, look at that area, and determine how huntable this property is going to be. You can't look at every piece of property, whether it's public land or private land, and look at it as a property that you can hunt anytime during the hunting season. For more videos like this one and tips and techniques on whitetail hunting in general, whether it be public land, private land, crossbow, archery, rifle, go to whitetailexperience.com.